Our topic this morning is schools open, drive carefully. Now, as a parent of 3 school-age children, perhaps no one is more excited to see kids get back in the classroom than me. But like all parents, I want to make sure they do so safely. This is an important day for all of us at AAA. Safe drivers are a key component to keeping our students safe as they make their way to and from school. As you will hear from our speakers this morning, there are many ways drivers can make good decisions, perhaps life-saving decisions when they are behind the wheel. I am pleased to welcome a great group of speakers today, including New York State Trooper Mark O'Donnell, Monroe County Executive Adam Bello, Deputy Michael Favada from the Monroe County Sheriff's Office, AAA's Sonia Cittadino, who will address Labor Day travel trends as well this morning. And as you can see behind us, we have a bus from the Penfield Central School District. I want to thank the school district as well as Transportation Director Mike Galla for sharing their bus with us today. And AAA Safety Patrol participant Mason Hyman is here, and you'll have a chance to meet him in just a little bit. With that said, let's go ahead and begin. It is my pleasure to introduce AAA Director of PR and Corporate Communications, Elizabeth Carey, who has more on our Schools Open, Drive Carefully campaign.
Thanks, Mark. Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. AAA started the Schools Open, Drive Carefully campaign back in 1946. So it's literally been around for generations. This is the 76th year that we're reminding people to drive carefully as our kids head back to the classroom. And this message is more important now than ever before, because there are so many distractions when we're behind the wheel. So AAA is asking drivers to put their phones down, avoid distractions, and stay focused on the task of driving. Be alert and look for children on the roads, especially in the morning and after school. Unfortunately, we see fatalities peak between 3 and 6 p.m. when kids get home from school and they want to go outside and play. At the same time, traffic safety, it's a two-way street, so motorists need to use extra caution, but parents also have to educate the little ones. What are the rules of the road? What if the ball rolls into the street? Not to run out between 2 parked cars. All of this is going to go a long way in keeping everyone safe. And if you have teenage drivers, please remind them not to use those phones behind the wheel, because a lot of these teen drivers feel as though they've grown up with a phone in their hand and they think they can multitask behind the wheel, and the research shows that's just not true. If you use your phone behind the wheel, you increase your chances of getting into a crash. And that's why we're so pleased to be here today with our law enforcement officials to reiterate our message and share important details, and our county executive, who's also going to touch on that too. So this is a great group to share this AAA Schools Open, Drive Carefully message. And now it's my pleasure to introduce Trooper Mark O'Donnell, who isn't on a virtual Zoom. He's actually with us in person today, so this is terrific.
Thank you.
Trooper O'Donnell.
Thank you. Thank you to AAA, County Executive Adam. Thank you, Mark. Thanks for the invite, and certainly my colleague, Deputy Favada. Been working with him for a couple decades now, and the important message here today is motorists need to be reminded that if you see a stopped school bus, it's imperative that you stop. It's imperative that you put the phone down, particularly now when school starts right after Labor Day. Please, driving to and from work is a priority, but these small children are precious, and we need to get them home safely to their parents. We need to get them to school safely. So it's real simple. Put your phones down, drive through school zone safely, reduce your speeds, and if you see a stopped school bus, even on a 4-way divided highway, you must stop. It's going to take you maybe 30 seconds to a minute out of your day, and everybody can afford to be 30 seconds or a minute late to work. So please slow down, reduce your speeds. If you see a school bus with red lights on, stop and let the children get to and from school safely. Thank you. Thank you. And I guess County Executive's next.
Thank you, and it's great to be with all of you here today. I want to thank AAA for hosting us today and for really amplifying this message, and of course our partners in law enforcement for the work that they do each and every day, and how important their work is going to become to families in the next few weeks and months as schools start to open and our kids are out and the buses. You're going to see a lot more buses around our streets. This really is a community effort. We all share in the responsibility to making sure the safety measures that protect our children are in place when they return to school. This is all about health and safety. If we don't get health and safety of our community right, nothing else matters. And that's particularly true with our children. So next week, when kids go back to school, you're going to see a lot more buses like this one behind me. And it's very simple. while we'll be educating children and the teachers and their parents will be talking to children about safety out on the streets, we need to make sure motorists as well are paying more attention than they have before, particularly over the summer months, to these safety measures to make sure that they're stopping for flashing lights. Look for those red flashing lights. For lowered stop arms on the buses, adhere to the school zone speed limits. Watch for crossing guards. Please work with the crossing guards to remain alert and distraction free at all times. You know, as a parent, one of your biggest fears is that something's going to happen to your children when they're out of your sight. As a dad, I have 2 kids. I've put my kids on the bus hundreds, if not thousands of times at this point. Every morning on their way to school, we greet our kids when they get off the bus in the afternoon. And we have an expectation and a hope, and we also have that little fear and that little pit in our stomach about what if something happened. And we all have to rely on each other as a community to keep them safe, especially when we're crossing streets, right? Because the kids don't always get dropped off and picked up on the same side of the street that they live on. So we need to be extra vigilant, everyone come together, work together, and keep everybody safe as the school year opens. So I want to thank you all again, AAA. I want to thank you guys for bringing us together today, and I want to thank the troopers. I want to thank our partners in law enforcement, particularly the Sheriff's Office as well. We have Deputy Favada, who's joining us today, who really works out there in community engagement. We're working together on the opioid crisis, and again, in keeping our children safe as schools start to open as well. Deputy Favada.
So good morning, everybody. With the school year starting next week, our traffic unit will be out following buses around, making sure people are obeying the laws. We'll be sitting in school zones, doing radar, making sure people do the speed limit, and understand the consequences of the fines. You get a ticket, you're going to have a surcharge from the state, you're going to have a charge from the court itself, the time off from work to go to the court, and then the increase in the insurance. And understand that our zone deputies will be out again in full force, especially the first few weeks of school, and then periodically as time permits. So we just again ask everybody, please drive safe, slow down, give yourself some extra time, especially the first few 2 to 3 weeks of school starting as the bus drivers get familiar with their routes. And that's it.
Thank you, Deputy Favada. Thank you, County Executive Bello. Thank you, Trooper O'Donnell. We absolutely appreciate you sharing this important message with our community. I did mention off the top, we have this year's Labor Day travel trends. For more on that, it's my pleasure to introduce AAA Penfield Travel and Insurance Center Sales Manager, Sonia Cittadino.
Thank you, Mark, and thank you everyone for coming today on this very important topic. So for many, this coming Labor Day weekend offers one final opportunity for a family getaway before schools open next week. Our travel experts are busy right now helping AAA members make their last-minute plans. This summer, as pandemic restrictions have eased, AAA is seeing an increase in travel. Domestically, up 22% from last year, and up 104% from last year for international travel. We have yet to return to the levels of travel that we had in 2019, so there's still room to grow. We have, as for the cost of travel, that's up too. Right now, the average lowest airfare is coming in at $179 per ticket, and that's a 30% increase over 2020. The average cost for a mid-range hotel is $233 a night, and that's over 50% from 2020. When it comes to Labor Day travel trends, AAA has compiled a list of the top destinations this year. Believe it or not, number 1 is going to be Seattle. Coming in at number 2 is our beloved Orlando. Number 3 is the city of Sin Vegas. Number 4 is Denver, and coming in at 5 is Boston. Don't worry, New York City hit number 7, so we're still good. For the second year in a row, Vancouver, Canada is the top international Labor Day destination. Locally, in the last few weeks, our travel associates are seeing more members plan trips for areas in New England, with a destination like Boston, Cape Cod, and Bar Harbor, Maine, as well as New Hampshire and Vermont. In addition, we are booking requests for wineries in the Finger Lakes and campers going up to the Adirondacks. Winter, we hope, is still a long way off, but we are also starting to get requests for our snowbirds heading back to Florida. And I'm going to hand it right back over to Elizabeth Carey. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Now it's my pleasure to introduce Mason Hyman. He's going to come up here. He's our AAA School Safety Patroller. So AAA, as I said, started the Schools Open Drive Carefully campaign. You can come right up here. This is his, oh no, stand up here so everyone can see you. There you go. We started the Schools Open campaign back in 1946, but the AAA School Safety Patrol program is even older. So for years, we have been providing all of the schools across the region with their school safety patrol materials. So like the safety sash that Mason's wearing, and then also handbooks and guidelines and everything else that they need. So you're going in the 5th grade, right? Yep, so that's usually when the kids start the safety patrol. So that's usually 5th grade at the end of elementary school. The 5th graders get these leadership positions, and they get to be school safety patrollers, and then they help get the little ones on and off the bus, the kindergartners, the 1st graders that need a little bit of help. So it gives them a leadership opportunity, and it also instills that safety message with all the kids at the school. So we're so thrilled that AAA still continues this program, and we support all the schools with all their materials. So Mason's doing a great job here being our safety patrol model. Oh, wow. I don't know.
Now you can write some citations.
These state police hats are hard to come by. I don't think I've ever seen this happen before. So, Mason, thanks for representing us, and this is a great photo op for you. So we told him he can tell all of his kids and at school, all of his friends, when he goes back, what'd you do over the summer? And he's like, I was on TV for School Safety Patrol. So we really appreciate everyone coming out, and I'll hand it back over to Mark now.
Elizabeth, thank you. So what will happen from here, we'll open it up for questions for any of our speakers. After that, we'll do some photo ops with Mason and the bus and the cars that you see here as well. And then if you need any one-on-ones, you can make those arrangements as well. So are there any questions for any of our speakers? Going once.
Going twice.
Gone. All right. Great. Well, they did a terrific job. They certainly addressed a lot of the key points that we wanted to make this morning. What we'll do now is we'll break and gather everyone together for some photo ops, some pictures, and then if you have any one-on-one issues that you'd like to address, by all means, you can make those arrangements. So again, thank you for coming and sharing this critical message with our community. Again, schools open, drive carefully.